I'm going to walk across set here now to meet Gregory Sloan-Seal. Hi, Gregory.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the program. Yes. And
Good
welcome to TTT. Welcome to Now. Yeah?
Back on TTT.
Hey, there you go. And you have with you, tell me who you've brought with you today.
Kamika McCletchy.
Yes.
She's someone I met a couple years ago, a domestic violence survivor, and someone who has been very proactive in trying to, transform.
Good for you. Thank you.
Victims of domestic violence. The Citizen Security Program, Ministry of National Security, where I work, we embarked on a public education, public awareness campaign called I Am Citizen, where we wanted to highlight, the citizens, local Trinbagonians, overcoming challenges and becoming change agents within their communities and their own area of influence. So Kamika's story is one that we found, that it had to be shared with our nationals, because it's a very domestic violence is a risk factor associated with a lot of youth crime and criminogenic behavior. And the name of the documentary, so to speak, is Breaking the Cycle.
Right.
And I think it's something that a lot of persons will identify with. And I think the way that it was put together, it's very, well, Kamika will share a little bit with you, but it's very honest, it's very real, and it also has some dimension of the cycle itself, because she has children and she has a young son who also is grappling with, those type of tendencies, and all that's part of the film.
Kamika, how do you feel about having your story being told through this medium?
Well, I'm very happy that the story is being told, because I see it as an educational tool in helping others to overcome their own challenges, persons that may be involved in domestic violence. Also, it brought an element of healing to my family, causing us to reflect and recognize that we do have a second chance, and causing us to value the freedom we now have. Because, in domestic violence, it's a journey moving from victim to survivor, and the film does that. And that's why I say it's a teaching tool, because people will be able to recognize the challenges that a victim has to overcome and the journey that she or he has to travel in order to become a survivor.
How was the documentary done? Was it done real time? Did the filmmaker follow your journey over a period of time, or was it done after you had been through and you were recounting?
It was done after, so I recounted, but it didn't only deal with just the domestic violence issue. It also dealt with different challenges that happened as a child that would have probably preconditioned me into domestic violence.
Gregory, so who is the filmmaker? Tell us more about the documentary process.
Right. Well, the ministry hired CMB, Collier Morrison and Belgrave, to manage the process, right? The entire public awareness, public behavior change campaign. And they hired Miguel Gallofrey, right, who is well known locally and also internationally, actually, as a documentary filmmaker. So he and his team, I think TNT Rocks is the name of his company, they did a great job, in partnering with us and working alongside Kamika. To really produce something that, as I said, will be, I think it will be very instrumental in getting people.
Is the film in the film festival? How can people see the film?
Well, it's being shown on the 24th, Republic Day.
The local day.
Local day at 1 p.m.
Yes.
at Movie Town in Port of Spain. The day before, Sunday, it'll be shown at a Movie Town in Tobago, Lowlands. Yeah.
And what happens after the film festival? Is it going to be taken to various communities and schools and so on?
Well, it's something that I would like to do. Of course, I have to go into discussion with Gregory, but I do see a future effort in it. I would like to take it into the schools, and also I would like to probably build something on it in terms of doing a program on television and so on.
Nice, very nice. It's all about now. You never know.
Definitely. It will definitely be used as a tool. As I said, it's a behavior change campaign, and something like domestic violence, which is multi-generational
and also very complex.
And very complex. I think it can open up a lot of conversation and a lot of talking pieces for young persons and adults victims, survivors, perpetrators.
Yes.
Because it has all those elements in it. So I think it will be used as a training sensitization tool moving forward.
Do you have a trailer?
Actually,
As yet? Not yet.
Yes, we do.
there is a trailer.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a trailer and we actually have your trailer. We have it lined up and we're going to check it out now.
That was a trick question, Lisa.
Every time I ask my mom about my dad, she would say that he's abroad. And that was it. She never really went into an explanation. Up until about 5 years ago, I strongly believed that I was unlovable. At the age of 16 years old, I met a guy who I believed would protect me. He was in a gang. He was what we would call a bad boy. I felt a sense of security and I started trusting him. However, that violence turned on me. And that was the first time I would have experienced physical abuse.
Ms. Kamika McCletchy.
You know, it's 1 in every 3 are affected by domestic violence.
And well, sexual abuse that took place every day. I didn't have a say when I came to that. It was whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted it.
If my father had stayed up to this age that I am right now, if he had stayed and the abuse had continued, I believe that I would not be sitting here today talking to you. I might be behind the bars because I was really planning to go and do my father something just to stop the abuse of my mother.
Abuse is a cycle. So if you don't make a choice to leave, then know that you are growing sons who will be abusers.
I feared most of all that my older son would be a perpetrator. It was one of the hardest things to look at my son and think that he was going to turn out to be the thing I didn't want him to be most of all, the thing I tried to save him from. I decided that I had to get out of the relationship, if not for myself, for my kids.
If you are a victim and you're sitting here, I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that you have support. And I want you to know that there is a way out.
Hi.
Hello.
This is Kamika.
Who the hell is Kamika?
Well, I am your daughter from Trinidad, and I just really wanted to call you and wish you Happy Father's Day.
I don't know you. I don't know who you're talking about. Please. Tell me things that I want to know.
That is so beautifully done. Congratulations to you and the team and Miguel, and congratulations to you because
Thank
it
you.
takes a lot of courage. You said during the break that you have 7 children.
Yes, I do.
And before this documentary and before the whole experience, would you have been able to go out and speak to groups? Were you that type of person?
Before the documentary, yes. Actually, I have a group I started, an NGO.
Before you became a survivor.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I wasn't assertive at all. Because you know, as a victim, you lose your voice.
Right.
So I had lost my voice. I had actually lost my will to live. So it was only after I came out, I regained my voice and I started speaking out.
Nice. Congratulations, Kamika McCletchy.
Thank you.
And of course, you know, you can contact the Coalition Against Domestic Violence. If you are out there and you're in similar circumstances, there's always a way out. Gregory, thank you so much for coming on the program this
Thanks for
morning.
having us.
Yeah. We're going to take in a few messages when we come back. We still have a lot for you in studio. Here we are now, and it's now on TTT. Back in a moment.